You too.
So, what kind of, we can go ahead and start. So, did you
Okay.
have questions about teacher training that I could answer?
So I'm interested more in the online one. Um, so I guess what all do you guys cover in the training?
Well, let me tell you, yeah, I can share my screen here and
Okay.
I can show you what it looks like. Let's see, share my screen. Okay. And close my view. Say full screen. Go up in here. Because we cover so much information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And are you able to see my screen? Do you see this loading?
Yes, I can see it.
And then, so we've got two modules that we go through, and each one is 100 hours of education. So the first one is we cover the science and history of yoga.
Okay.
And when you log in, the first thing you'll see is the manuals. And each manual is full of details and um, descriptions, and it's really going to have everything that you're going to need for training. Yeah, let me get this a little bit bigger here. And as you scroll down, you'll see that we break down the course, and then we have, um, hi Tammy, are you there? Can you hear what we're talking about? We'll just keep going.
Okay.
Uh, there she is. So we're going to cover the first chapter is going to cover pranayama. So that's our breath work. And then we're going to cover meditation. So, what is meditation? And there's a lot of different aspects and facets to it, as well as pranayama. So, we focus on two different main kinds of breath work for majority of the classes that we teach. But we want you to be educated on a lot of different things that entail pranayama. But this is
Mhm.
going to get you your foundation to get you started I like just covering it from scratch because when you're talking about yoga, it's an ancient practice. And there are so many different classifications of yoga. Each teacher, of course, is going to lead you through a different lineage. And so that is something you need to be educated on if you want to teach yoga. And so the next chapter covers the history of yoga, where yoga comes from, how it changed over the years. So we'll cover the eight limbs of yoga, the Yoga
Mhm.
Sutras. We then go into the Hatha Yoga Paprika, and we cover Ashtanga yoga, and we'll talk too about your lineage. My education in yoga and how I have different teachers and how it's have influenced me. And then everyone you take yoga with is going to be part of your um, framework, your quilt of knowledge that creates your aspects as a yoga teacher. We'll
Mhm.
cover yamas and niyamas as well. And those are the first two limbs of yoga and the eight limbs of yoga. And the different details in that. Then we start to go into the science of yoga. So, what is the science of it? So, I know our in person, we're covering that this weekend. So, we're going to talk about the body, the breath, the brain, how, even down to the cellular level, how yoga affects it, how it changes your body, it changes your brain, and it makes you stronger. And um, the energetic qualities as well of the yoga practice. Then we go in and cover the science of Ayurveda. The science of Ayurveda is the sister science to yoga, right? So
Hmm.
they both derived from the Vedas, ancient scriptures that came out of the Indus Valley 5,000 years ago. So yoga is the physical practice of yoga, and then Ayurveda is the science of living well, which is going to cover really your personality type, and that's called the dosha. It covers the nutrition that you need for your specific dosha. And it covers how that is going to influence your yoga practice. And so it's a beautiful framework that creates this, again, this tapestry of yoga. And then in chapter 5, we cover the energy channels, the chakras.
Hmm.
So we go in depth of how yoga is energy work and it removing energy when we're doing our yoga practice and getting you to understand that in your body physically and energetically and how that is going to really be um, very influential in your yoga practice, but also for healing purposes. So anything that your body needs to heal from, just getting you to feel that and understand that. And as well, at our School of Yoga, we are covering energetic alignment. So feeling that energy move through the body helps you understand. So you're going to feel when it's aligned properly, but also so you can see it in your clients, in your customers, in your people who take class with you.
Hmm.
So, and this is going to be our first 100 hours, right? So this is the first part. It's the science and history. It's really building your knowledge of yoga. So then you can take that information and go back courses. And you would then go to the art of teaching yoga. And then this is where we put all of it together and you start to build a yoga class. What does it take to hold space? How do you get people's attention, bring them in, and make them feel safe? We cover your presence as a yoga teacher. So even if you're not maybe you don't think you want to teach yoga, but how when you walk into a room, people are going to begin to listen to you. So there's a science behind it. We watch a TED Talk, we talk about it, we practice it. Then we talk about your voice and how that's important, how to speak clearly, and then also how to um, use your words wisely so your students hear those words. People are only going to really absorb about 3 of your cues when you're teaching because there's so much going on inside our head. Yeah, yeah. We're also going to begin to understand the different aspects to your yoga practice so that you can build those classes, right? So as you go through school, I don't want you to teach like me. I want you to have a foundation so you build classes and really a wealth of knowledge that builds your practice that speaks to your people. So you have your voice as a yoga teacher. Does that make sense to you? So, because the what people like about my teaching, right? You're going to connect and accumulate your customer base that are interested in what you have to say,
Right.
right? So that's, so it's because yoga is for everybody. And people that I resonate with are going to be a little different than the people who resonate with you. But I
Right.
want you to be able to reach in and because you learn different things with your yoga practice. And I want you to understand what yoga means to you. That's what I want you to teach to your people because it makes it authentic.
Hmm. So
Um,
with the online
mhm.
course, do the students meet on like Zoom every once in a while, or how does that work?
So we can. So we can. So
Okay.
I'm always available for meetups and like this call right here. You can connect with me anytime. You can call me. You can I have one student that emails me quite a bit and then she'll come up to the studio. So I don't know where you're located, but I'm always available. So
Okay.
you can, and then anytime you have a question through the virtual school, you can just pop in and say, hey, what about this? And even with the virtual school, there's discussions. So you'll see too, it's a little bit like the Facebook. People don't utilize it like they could, but like to hear someone ask me a question. And so I popped in, like, you know what, here's some more information about that. So you
Mm-hmm.
can look at it. And then so you've got a lot of different contacts on here that are also going to be able to answer if you want to put it out, broadcast it for everyone, or if you just want to send it to me, you can just send me a message.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um, yeah. And then to create this wealth of knowledge, right? You're going to send me some classes that you teach. So by the end of training, I would like to have received from you a whole class so that so we start and you're going to teach 5 minutes. And then by the end, you can pull all those classes together. You can take it on your phone and then submit it on here. And you can, um, or post it to YouTube. There's a lot of different ways to get me your class.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an essay at the very end
Gotcha.
to
So does the class need to be like with other people in attendance, or is it just like something you're recording yourself doing?
so you it could do either.
Okay.
So you can do either. And so I'll just say it's easier to teach someone than it is to just record it.
Right.
Just
Mm-hmm.
so you know, because having that live person there to cue and to give it just gives you like you're going to start. So if you were in person, um, we start and then you have people there that are taking it and you'll actually see the recordings from people who took it live. So all of the lectures are live recordings of in-person training. So you can't really hear their questions as well as you would like, but there needs to be a little anonymity, there's some privacy for those people in training,
Right.
um, where we answer it back. But then the people who sign up to do it, they teach their 5 minutes and it's recorded and it's uploaded for you to watch. So you get to see that in January or that first teach back the 5 minutes, there's lots of nerves, right? There's lots of anxiety. But then as you go ahead and you teach that time, by the end, you're killing it, really. I mean, it's incredible to watch. And then you do have the blessing to see these people go along the way and finish.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't share your classes that you send in. I don't share that with anyone, but that's the layout. That's how we do it.
Okay. And with the online course, is it self-paced?
Yep, 100% self-paced.
Okay.
So, and then as you go through it as well, there'll be times that you want to go back and re-experience a lecture or some part of the anatomy. So you might go back to it. I know my people who are in person, they also follow along with the lectures online, and they love having the lectures to go back and listen to again and again,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Great. How you feel about it? Do you like how it's laid out? You see I
Yeah,
I I
I
have
mean, it
gotten
seems like it would be. It seems like it would be a good fit. I mean, I'm located in Arkansas, so, and I think
Well,
you guys are
hey,
located in Texas. Is that right?
are. Yes, yes, we
Okay.
are.
Okay. Yeah. So the online would definitely be the best option for me. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. So
Oh, perfect. Perfect. How
yeah.
old are
So
your kids?
well, I just have one. He's 2.5.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's I know I have three, but they're in their 20s now.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
but you always remember what it was like. Here's
Mm-hmm.
here's one of the manuals as well. And two, as you go through training, um, there's homework. So your homework will be to actually take yoga classes. Like we've got a hot yoga class, and then you're going to fill out a log. You're going to tell me what happened in that class. So there's 40 classes. So it's 5 classes each chapter, and there's 10 chapters. There's 4 classes, 4 classes each chapter. And so I truly believe that you can't teach yoga unless you're doing yoga.
Right.
And so those are in there for you to take, for you to fill out the homework. And the homeworks are for you. I don't grade them. They're your
Mm-hmm.
notes. There's your notes. And so when you get ready to go teach yoga, you have 40 classes that you can draw inspiration from. And you think, is it okay to copy somebody's class exactly? Yes, because it won't. It's going to be totally different when you teach it because you're going to bring your words, your experience to life as you teach those classes. So I remember being brand new teacher going, what am I going to teach today? You know,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? What is it that I'm going to do today? And so here is just one of the manuals, and you can download these, so it's easy to flip through. Um, and two, I'm just gonna say, like all of this right here,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to know all of these little words. First off,
Okay.
when you're teaching your people and you only use scientific terms to explain what's happening or what's going on or what they need to move,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you're going to lose them. They're you don't want to make it too complicated. People are supposed to be like in a meditative state while they're doing yoga. So you need the words to be simple and clean so that everyone can understand them. And also, I'm not going to teach you how to speak Sanskrit because again, your people, I want you to be able to teach yoga to everyone. And if you're only using Sanskrit words to teach your people, they're going to learn, they're not going to know what you're talking about and they're going to be intimidated. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how that's what I feel about the yoga process. So it's like, are you going to learn some Sanskrit and understand some of the posture names and whatnot? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to teach you to use in your scientific terms, your Sanskrit words when you're teaching? That's going to kind of disconnect you from your student. So I want you to connect with your student and be there and walk them through it. So as you teach and you gain experience, that kind of comes along with it, but it's not, there's a lot to learn. So there's not any tests on that type of information, if that makes sense.
Okay. Gotcha.
Into
Gotcha.
into and there's tests at the end of each chapter or through the chapters, but they're easy, quick, simple. All the information you're going to find was either in the manual or the lecture, and that's just for our Yoga Alliance credentials to make sure that you're getting through everything and you're actually paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So there's like, I guess, modules that you read and then you have quizzes over it.
Right, right. Like chapter one quiz. Um, right. Which one of the what's the first one? And the first one is going to be um, or one of the 4 agreements, it's always do your best. So it's
Okay.
just they're like, if you understand, I want you to be able to get through this and understand what it's talking about, but I don't have trick questions.
Okay.
I've
Gotcha.
had I've
Gotcha.
had some I've had some of these online certifications, that I've been like, "What? Did she cover that? Is that something that's in there?" And so I've gone back and I just it's not like that. It's
Okay.
not that kind of
Gotcha.
training. It's not
Gotcha.
that kind of training. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I guess we would only like just reach out to you like if we have questions and things like that. We don't have like regularly scheduled meetings or things
Mm-mm.
like that.
No, but you can always hop on. You can always say, we can always do a Zoom if you want. Right.
Okay.
So, because everyone's at a different space in the training.
Right.
So I have, I do have my people that are in person, and we stay in a certain order,
Hmm.
because we go through it each month. There's a chapter that we go through, uh,
Okay.
but um, but when you're online, I have people that get it and they get through it in like a month, and then I have people who take like a year or even more because they just do it every once in a while. So
Okay.
it's just what you want when you want. But I have to tell you, the information is fascinating, and you won't be bored.
Right.
If you like yoga, you're not going to be bored. And the classes are going to work out for you, that you're gaining that competence as a teacher as you go.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other questions I have, but I can't think of anything
If
else off the top of my head right now.
there's so I can say too that I'm looking at this right here. So you've got your 4 classes that you take, and I try to have different classes, right? So you've got, you'll see some hot yogas here. Do you have to turn the heat on when you're doing it at home? No. But it's a vinyasa type class. So you understand that type of format. And we've got a deep yoga class, and we have a yin and yoga nidra class.
Hmm.
So you've got these different aspects to yoga, is a lot of different things. And I want you to be able to teach any kind of yoga class that you want. I'm giving you a formula for what all yoga classes need, and then you get to take it from there, because your clientele is going to be your clientele. So it's going to be your type of class. These are just what are popular here. And then there's a meditation log. So with each chapter, you should do an hour of meditation. So you should try to meditate every day, 10 to 20 minutes.
Hmm.
This log is like, yes, I did my meditation.
Okay. Yeah. So
So,
it's basically keeping you accountable for that.
right. So just because meditation is an aspect of yoga, we do yoga to help us meditate with a deeper, more connection in our body, in our mind, because especially when you start to learn about the meditation, you're going to think, I've been meditating this whole time, but you weren't really. Especially when we get into the 8 limbs, you're going to see that it's not quite linear. It's a little more challenging to get to the actual meditation or that
Hmm.
state. So, but it
Hmm.
but it's all good. So it's all of it is a practice.
Hmm.
Tammy, do you have any questions? So. And then once you sign up, since we're talking about the virtual, so when you sign up for the virtual, it's going to trigger me to send you an email, and that's going to get you in here. So I can tell you though that when you come on, you're going to need to create your login. So you'll get this invitation to come in here, and then as you create your login, then you're going to hit this up at the top, and it's like the key to get into the platform because it is private.
Mhm. Okay.
So that's I know it's so once you get my email, it's like welcome to the school yoga, and then you go in, and that's the little things that you'll go in, and you'll go to your courses, and you should have these two courses.
Okay.
And now I have had many people that have taken training at other online schools. Um, and then they've come to me because they just didn't get everything that they needed. And so they might only take the art of teaching yoga or,
Gotcha.
you know, however, I gotta say, all this information is fascinating. You love all of it.
Mhm.
But it's 200 hours of training for sure.
Okay. Gotcha. And so you said there's one 5-minute class that you teach, and then how
Mhm.
many others?
So you'll do a sacred space, and
Mhm.
really 2 minutes is quiet. So it's 3 minutes of talking,
Mm.
and you can do it, like you said, you can just do it with you talking, or you can do it with, I had, when I went through teacher training, I taught my sister and my niece, they were my guinea pigs, and
Mhm.
I wouldn't have finished without them. But however you choose to do it, yeah. So we do a 5 minute, we do a 10 minute, and then we do a 15 and a 15, or it's a
Okay.
30 and a 30. It breaks it up to an hour. I've been teaching it for a long time, so I don't really remember how it is, exactly in here, but it's specific. It tells you what you need to do, and then it gets you all the way through. So
Okay. Gotcha.
with the little increments of teaching.
Okay. And then like one other question I did have is like I understand in the history of yoga, you kind of have to go into like the um religious part of it. How deep do you guys delve into that? Because I mean, I have a Christian background, and I mean, I'm open to like learning all of that and stuff. I just don't want to
Yes.
do anything that's gonna like contradict that, you know?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So perfect. So I'm so glad you asked. So yes, I'm Christian background as well.
Okay.
And so I was raised with the Church of Christ. And so I want you to understand what yoga is. And yoga is not a religion. So there are the Vedas, okay? The Vedas are a book of knowledge, and yes, they are said to be dated back 5,000 years, or we see excerpts from them back 5,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a knowledge that is before there was written language that was passed down. And so in the Vedas is also the Hindu religion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got to see, but even though you've got the Hindu religion, people have taken that and fractured it off into lots of other different types of religion. And they still fight, about the
Mm-hmm.
different sects of those religions. We've got the branch of yoga, which is the energetic, the physical practice, right? The movement based is
Mm-hmm.
what yoga is. And then we have Ayurveda, which is like the medicine
Mm-hmm.
aspect because it's the food, what we put into our body.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I take it all. And then it gets into some pretty crazy stuff that I know when I learned about it, and this is my research of, I took my 200-hour training and I didn't really get all of the information I wanted. I needed to, um, I just read more and learned more and went deeper and took more trainings to pull out all of this information because I didn't really understand why or what was happening. And
Mm-hmm.
so this training is going to satisfy your your journey for knowledge about these things.
Okay.
So I get it. And I want you to be educated so you can talk to your people in your community about yoga and have them understand that no, it's not a religion. Do people intertwine it into religion? Yes, because you also have the Buddhist religion or philosophies that
Mhm.
encroach into the yoga practice as well because they're very similar. And when I talk about the Hatha Yoga Paprika, it's in the preface of that book that it explains that you have got at the same time the Bible was written, the Yoga Sutras were written, and the Buddha was developing his philosophies. This was all happening at the same time. And
Mhm.
so you've got this one city where you've got yogis take this one path, the Buddhists take this one path. Now, the yogis, they're going to go here and here with the different paths of yoga. And the Buddhists are going to take it, they're going to take even the Buddhism and they're going to do the same thing. So
Mhm.
it's all of these different paths. I know it's confusing and it's a lot, but I do go over it in the
Mhm.
training.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, because no, I get it just like you. I know I told my brother, I was like, I'm gonna be a yoga teacher. And he's like, are you joining a cult? It's like,
Yeah.
no, not exactly. And two, let's talk about cults, right? You can also look and read. I'm going to talk about our lineage and how and you can just get on Netflix and watch, some stuff about how corrupt man is and how they have used yoga to create these cults. So
Mhm.
this is one reason that you need to have your own independence and your own mindset
Mhm.
so that
Okay.
you're right, so you're keeping your your body is your temple and your mind is as well. You have to keep that a solid
Mhm.
foundation.
Mhm. Okay. So, did you say I guess the curriculum kind of covers like different types of lineages?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
Gotcha. Because there's the studio that I typically practice my yoga at, um, the director there, she was saying that when she did her teacher training, I guess it was with like one specific lineage.
Sure. Well, and so do you know what it was? What it is?
I think she said it was Krishna Yama, something that started with a K.
Oh, okay. Yes. Krishnamacharya
Yeah, that
is
sounds.
so yeah, Krishnamacharya. So and I do mention him. You've got some quotes and stuff from him in
Mm-hmm.
here. I don't think I dive deeply into his lineage, but I talk about Ashtanga yoga, Baptiste yoga. We'll talk about Bikram yoga. We'll talk about Vinyasa yoga is our foundation is Vinyasa yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go in and I tell you the different paths of that, but then we also do a hatha based and a
Mm-hmm.
yin based. So
Okay.
you'll see the different influences. Yeah. So it's all in there. And then of course how to create your own aspects of that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm guessing like somewhere in the curriculum there's things about like um modifications for people and things like that if
Yes.
they have like injuries or um
Yes.
anything
So
like that.
one chapter 8 is special populations. So
Mm-hmm.
in that chapter, we're going to cover chair yoga and
Mm-hmm.
prenatal yoga
Okay.
and how to teach to um, how to use the props, how to make sure you're teaching to your people, bringing it to them into throughout the entire. I'm so sorry. It's just my time is up, but
Oh, you're fine.
but I'm a so the whole training is a trauma informed training. So every aspect, every chapter that we go through, you've got the neuroscience intertwined. And when you take the classes, you're going to see that the deep yoga is going to be something that has got a lot of modifications. And the
Mhm.
vinyasa yoga, we're going to teach it in a way where it is you're building the challenge, right? So you're starting
Mhm.
starting easier, and then you've got your yin class that is relaxation based.
Right. Okay.
How to use the props and stuff. So absolutely. And two, how to teach to someone who's expecting. So that because
Right.
you don't, it's not a full prenatal training, but I want you to be able to keep everyone safe who comes to your class.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, the studio that I practice at, they mostly just do like restorative type yoga, which is,
Okay.
a lot slower and more like relaxation based.
Mhm.
But they have a Peloton mirror there that I use to do a lot more of the like vinyasa style and more like faster pace type things. But um, yeah, I think it would be great to kind of delve more into that and learn more about some of
Yeah.
the faster
Yeah.
paced stuff because most of the stuff I've done in actual like in-person classes it's been more slower like relaxation based.
Yeah. And you'll probably, so the heated yoga, the vinyasa yoga classes that you see in there, that's probably what you draw out of that. And then the hatha base is probably more similar to what she's teaching. And then too, we've got the yen, which is its own relaxation based.
Mhm.
It's not restorative. Restorative is when you're really not working at all, but you're resetting the central nervous system. But in the
Mhm.
yen yoga is you're working the connective tissue. So,
Yeah.
and you'll see what the difference is with those and how to get all that
Mhm.
as well.
Okay.
So one more time, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, Tammy, do you have any questions? Oh, wait, there's 5 little messages here that I haven't seen at all. Maybe not. Okay. No, I guess that's just the AI chat. Oh, what's my email address? No, I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay. So, I'm gonna, oh, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Okay. I know it cuts off at 40 minutes. So
Okay.
I just want to go, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And, if you need anything else, you can send me an email. You can send me a text. My email address is in the email that I sent this morning.
Okay.
Um, okay.
Sounds good.
And
Thank you.
if you need another call, just you can just call me if you want to.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you guys have a great day. It was great talking to you. I hope you sign up. If you have any other questions, just let me know.
Okay.